What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. Now today I wanted to bring to you a video discussing all of the best and most meta relevant cards that you can expect to be coming out of Maximum Crisis. I just did a video the other day kind of discussing, going into Sneak Peek. One of the most important things is knowing what the best cards are and what cards you really want to look for going into Sneak Peek. So I figured, since for me at the time of recording this video, Sneak Peek is going to be the next day, I figured it'd be cool to compile a list for you guys of at least what I see as being the best, most meta relevant cards. Keep in mind that I might not have every card that you might like on this list. This is just what I see is going to be the most relevant for the meta, and if I forgot something, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. So let's go ahead and scoot on over here, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So starting off, we have Predaplant Orpheus Scorpion. Now, this card is actually incredible for just what it can do. It's a level 3 dark plant, really relevant because it has an effect that triggers when it's special summoned, meaning it can be summoned off of Lone Fire Blossom, and the effect reads: you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one Predaplant monster from your deck, except itself. Now, what are we going to be summoning off of that? We're going to be summoning Predaplant Darlingtonia Cobra. That's a mouthful. And this card has the effect, if it's special summoned by the effect of another Predaplant monster, you can add one polymerization card or fusion spell card from your deck to hand. Now, this effect can only be used once per duel, but what's insane about this combination, it means that any single card you have in your deck that either is treated as polymerization or is considered a fusion card can be now searched. So this means you can search Brilliant Fusion. This means you can search Instant Fusion. Any card that has the word fusion in it is fair game. And Brilliant Fusion's the big one because you can use your normal summon to get this combo going, then Brilliant Fusion, send whatever to get your Seraphonite out on the board. Now you have an extra normal summon to continue extending on your plays. And not to mention that both of these monsters are level 3, meaning you can overlay them into MX Saber Invoker and begin doing Zoodiac shenanigans just solely based off of that. So these are two cards that you definitely are going to want to look out for. What I think is crazy is that I think the Scorpio is actually confirmed to be, it's confirmed to be a rare. That just blows my mind. I was expecting this card to be like an Ultra or something because this card is fucking incredible. It enables so much for so many different decks, and I really love it. Definitely going to be picking up a playset of this if I can. Now, moving on, we have the true Draco monsters, and I pretty much have a bunch of them in here, so we're going to cover them, I guess, all at the same time. So we got Majesty Maiden, we got Ignis Heat, and then we also have Dynamite Knight. Now, all of these cards basically have the effect that they can be tribute summoned by also using a continuous spell or trap card, and since they're all either 5 or 6 stars, that means you can use one tribute for them, which is pretty cool. And then they all have the effect that once, as a quick effect, when your opponent activates a card or effect while you control a tribute summon monster, you can take one True Draco or True King continuous trap card from your deck and either activate it and add it to your hand. And I think Ignis Heat does the same with spell cards, and I believe the Majesty Maiden lets you add it to your hand, and it lets you add any True Draco or True King monster. So they each have their own niche role for what they can add or search, but these are monsters, paired in tandem with this bad boy, Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. Oh boy, Masterpiece is insane. So Masterpiece requires 2 tributes, but he has the same condition where he can be tributed using either monsters, continuous spells, or continuous traps. And they also don't need to be active, meaning that you can just set the continuous trap, and if you have another continuous spell or another monster, you can just tribute it off immediately, and you can summon the True Draco Slaying King. Now, he's unaffected by the card effects of what you use to tribute. So if you tribute a monster and a spell card, he's immune to all monster and spell effects. Seems pretty fair, right? But if that weren't enough, once per turn as a quick effect, if you control him, you can banish one continuous spell or trap card from your graveyard, then target another card on the field and destroy it. So it's basically like Trident, except it doesn't have to be a face-up card, and it's got built-in immunity to whatever you use to summon it. So that's a little bit nutty. And you can see why True Draco just in Japan has been kind of taking off, because this guy is a beast, and one of the best ways to out it is kaijus, but there's not really another consistent way to really out this card easily, considering it has a 2950 body as well. So moving on, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I don't even have to fucking talk about this card. I made an entire video talking about why this card is just fucking crazy. So if you want to check that video out, I'd highly recommend it, because this is the chase card of the set. This card is insane. Every deck's gonna want 3 of this card, because there's literally not a single deck that this card's bad against. Like, it's just fucking, it's nuts. So now we go on to True King of all Calamities, formerly known as VFD in Japan. So this is the rank 9 True King, and this card is a beast of a card. So once per turn during either player's turn, you detach an Xyz material, declare an attribute. All face-up monsters on the field become that attribute, and all monsters in your opponent's possession with that attribute cannot attack or activate their effects. And monsters that True Draco and True King monsters in your hand would destroy with their effects can be used on your opponent's field. So take, for instance, if you use any of the regular True Kings, like the Earth True King. Normally you have to use that and pop your own monsters. Well, with True King of all Calamities on the field, you can pop your opponent's monsters and summon your guy for free. That's just fucking crazy. This card is nuts, and obviously in combination with all the other cards, you know, with True King dinosaurs or just pure True Kings, this guy is crazy, and the fact that he's a super rare, I also can't believe as well. I was expecting this to be an ultra or maybe even a secret as well. So now moving on, Zoodiac Hammer Kong is just really, really good. He's not like the most optimal card to go into, but it's another one that you can just stack on top of things. And what's cool is he protects your Zoodiacs from being targeted, which is really, really important, because having that sort of protection can just pay dividends when you're trying to protect something like your Dryden. And then the better card, Zoodiac Laika, or rather Zoodiac Chakanine now, which its name is changed to. It's really cool because it's another generic, just requiring 2 level 4s, and Chakanine can revive another Zoodiac monster, and because the fusion substitute combo is so prevalent, this makes doing that combo much easier, and also makes just having a single rep here, I believe, a +3 combo. So this is an ultra rare, I believe, in the set, and it's definitely something, if you're loving the Zoodiac deck, you're going to want to pick up, because this is just going to take the Zoodiac deck to another level, especially since Rapier's been hit down to 2. Now moving on, Dragonic Diagram doesn't really need much explanation. This card's just fucking crazy. You're gonna pop your dinosaurs, you can pop your True Kings, you can pop so many things with this card, and it's just nutty. Like, again, this is like with Ash Blossom. I don't really need to talk about this. This is the other chase card of the set, and everyone's gonna be wanting it. Now, speaking of True Draco, there's a couple of the spells and traps here that I want to mention. True Draco Heritage is insane. So during your main phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of True Draco and True King card types sent from the field to the graveyard this turn. So after you've tribute summoned for, let's say, your Masterpiece, you can activate this and draw 2 cards, just for free. Seems fair, right? And then on top of it, during the main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon 1 True Draco or True King monster face up. And then on top of that, if this card's sent from the spell or trap zone to the graveyard, you can target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. So when you send your cards to summon your Masterpiece, you get to pop a card for free as well. Why not? I mean, that card's just crazy. And all the spell and traps in the True Draco archetype are just nutty like that. Now, Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix is another one. It's basically like a little pot of avarice, or a pot of, I guess, jar of avarice, I guess. You can target 3 True Draco or True King cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw a card. It has the same, during your main phase, tribute effect, and then when it's sent to the graveyard, you can pop a spell or trap as well. So recursion as well, I mean, that's just insane. And then we get into Duelist Alliance. Now, this is a secret rare. I feel like this card's a little bit too late, but the fact that this card can search so many powerful cards like Performer Pal Pendulum Sorcerer, you can search something like Pendulum Call, or so many other powerful pendulum cards with this card that I feel like it's relevant to bring up because someone might find a way to abuse it, and even though it's only once per turn, it's still incredibly powerful just because of the things that this card can search. Definitely something to look out for, and it might be something if you can pick up on the low, it might be a good investment. Now, Set Rotation is a really interesting card. I don't know what the rarity this is going to be for us, but it's a quick play spell, and set 2 field spell cards with different names directly from your deck to the field, one on each side. With either of these cards remains face down on the field, neither player can activate or set field spell cards. Now, the OCG is using this because Dragonic Diagram is just absolutely everywhere. So what the idea is if you're going first, you can activate and do your Dragonic Diagram shenanigans, then set this set rotation, then activate it, set 2 field spells, and now your opponent doesn't get to use their Dragonic Diagram and they're locked out of it unless they find a way to pop one of the cards and then they can use it on their own. So being able to lock out field spells is really cool. This also extends to other field spells, like maybe you want to stop something like Necro Valley or, you know, Cosmo Town, or just any deck that has a good field spell. This is a card to look out for, and even if it's a common, that's going to be something really good as well. Getting into some traps, True King's Return is basically Call the Haunted for the set. Target one True King or True Draco, special summon in defense, and for the rest of the turn you can't special summon. If you do it on your opponent's turn, you just mitigate that entirely, and then it just has the same effects like the spell. So again, just another crazy card for the True Kings. Unending Nightmare is a card I'm really excited for. So it's a continuous trap. You can pay 1,000 life points, target a face-up spell or trap on the field, and destroy it, and you can only activate the effect once per chain. So this is basically just recurring, like, Cosmic Cyclone, just bullshit. I mean, this card's just really, really powerful, especially against the True King deck, because you can use it as a counter to almost just stop the cards from fully activating. So that's kind of cool, but overall, this is a secret rare in the TCG, which I'm a little bit frustrated with, but it's a really, really powerful card, and you're definitely going to want to pick up some of these if you can. Tornado Dragon, I just did a video on that card as well. It's really good. 2 level 4s. It's basically just an MST and a quick play monster effect. It's pretty good. Again, it's probably not the best card right now, but it's okay. Subterror Fiendus. I want to mention this because if Subterrors do come into the meta in some form or another, it's going to solely be because of Subterror Fiendus. This card is fucking nuts. You can negate any opponent's card or activated effect, and then when you do, you get to special summon another Subterror off of it, and it's crazy. This card's absolutely crazy. In tandem with Subterror Final Battle, which is exactly what this archetype needed. These 2 cards are what's going to push the archetype over the top and maybe bring it to the competitive spotlight. So I really just wanted to highlight that for you guys. Definitely something to keep an eye out, and if you want to pick them up just as a precaution, wouldn't be a bad idea. So for the last couple cards, I wanted to talk about Spyral Gear Fully Armed. This card is really, really good, but again, it's kind of just limited to how the potential of Spyral and how well they can really perform. Making a 2,900 attack Spyral Super Agent is really strong, and then it gets to banish a couple cards. And if you combine this with Spyral Resort, so your Spyral cards can't be targeted, that's pretty strong, especially since there's a lot of targeted removal when you consider Masterpiece and Trident and things like that. So overall, it's a really powerful card. I don't know how much of it we're going to see, but if anything, we're going to definitely see this in terms of Spyral support. And last but not least, Bujin Hiruko, excuse me. Hiruko is really, really powerful. This is a card that we've been waiting for a while. Some people might say it's a little bit too late, but the fact that you can banish this card in your Pendulum Zone, then target a Bujin Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Bujin Xyz monster with a different name by using that target as Xyz material. So what's interesting about this card is a couple things. First of all, it's a Beast Warrior, meaning you can search it off of Broad Bowl, and that's really important for some of these combos and how they can function. So what the idea is here is you can summon something like Bujin Tsukiyomi or Kagasuchi, and then resolve the effect of one of those monsters, and then you can Hiruko and summon the other one and gain the benefit of that as well. So because you're going to have the Xyz materials, Kagasuchi is going to be immune to effects, and then Tsukiyomi can be used to draw more cards. So it's really, really powerful and doing some kind of niche combos and shenanigans, but it's still a really cool card all around, and this is probably something you might see popping up here and there. I think it's only a rare, so it's nothing that's going to be too expensive, but if you're trying to look for some cool new like Bujin shenanigans with Tsukiyomi and Kagusuchi, this is a really cool way to do it. So guys, that's going to do it for the video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Maximum Crisis and what cards you guys are looking forward to, because I'd really love to hear your guys' thoughts on the set as a whole. I'm really excited for Sneak Peek tomorrow, and I hope you guys are too. So guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Be sure to like the video as always, subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content, and also be sure to back me on Patreon, because just by pledging $1 a month, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.